You're going to die. Sorry, I know that's a weird way to start a video, but statistically, 100% of the people watching this right now will, at some point, stop watching. Permanently. And I don't mean they'll click off, I mean they'll just stop existing. Now, here's the thing nobody tells you. Your body doesn't stop working when you die. It just stops working for you. And what it does next is equal parts fascinating, horrifying, and honestly, a little bit rude. Because your body, the one you fed, clothed, and kept alive for decades, the moment you're gone, it immediately starts making plans without you. And those plans involve things that would get you arrested if you were still conscious. So let's talk about it. From the very first second, because nobody actually tells you what's happening inside you when the lights go out, and it is so much stranger than you think. The moment your heart stops, your brain, which is the drama queen of all your organs, immediately panics. It starts firing emergency signals in every direction, desperately trying to restart the system. For about 30 seconds, your neurons are going absolutely insane. There is more electrical activity in your brain in those first 30 seconds of death than there is while you're watching this video right now. Scientists have actually measured this, and they don't fully understand it yet. Some of them think this is where near-death experiences come from. The tunnel of light, the feeling of floating, seeing your whole life flash before you. Others think your brain is just doing what any desperate computer does when it's about to shut down, running every program it has, all at once, as fast as possible, a last-ditch attempt. There isn't one. And then the lights go out. But here's the wild part. Your rest of your body didn't get the memo. See, your organs and cells are not philosophers. They don't sit around contemplating the meaning of existence, they just do their job. And when the signal from the brain stops coming, they don't immediately give up. They wait. Your heart cells can survive for hours after death. Your skin cells, days. Your bone cells can stay technically alive for several days after the rest of you has clearly moved on. In fact, there's a reason surgeons can transplant organs from people who just died, because those organs are still working, still functional, still very much alive. Which means, and I need you to really sit with this, when you die, parts of you are still alive, for hours, sometimes days, just sitting there, in the dark, waiting for instructions that are never coming. That's either beautiful or deeply unsettling, depending on what kind of person you are. Now, while your cells are in denial, your muscles are getting the news. When you're alive, your muscles are constantly doing tiny amounts of work. Even when you're relaxed, there's tension, signals, a low hum of effort keeping everything in its right place. The moment you die, all of that stops. Every muscle in your body relaxes. Completely, instantly, all at once. And I do mean every muscle. The ones in your face, gone. The ones holding your jaw, gone. The ones responsible for keeping certain internal situations under control, also gone. So if you've ever wondered why people in movies die with their eyes open, that's why. The muscles that hold your eyelids closed just let go. And if you've ever wondered why funeral homes have very specific and discrete job requirements, now you know. I'll leave it at that. But this phase only lasts a few minutes, because what comes next is the opposite of relaxation. A few hours after death, without oxygen, your cells start producing lactic acid, the same stuff that makes your legs burn after a long run. Except this time, there's no blood flow to wash it away, so it builds up, and up, and up, and it causes your muscle fibers to lock together like Velcro. This is rigor mortis, and it starts, and this is a very specific detail I find both impressive and horrifying, it starts in your eyelids, then moves to your jaw, then your neck, then your chest, then your arms, then your legs, like a slow wave moving through you from top to bottom. By about 12 hours after death, your entire body is completely rigid, so stiff that morticians, the people whose entire job is handling dead bodies, find it genuinely difficult to work with. It stays that way for about 24 to 48 hours. Then, and this is the part that sounds like a horror movie plot twist, the muscles start to relax again. Not because they recovered, but because the cells holding them together have now completely broken down. Your body isn't releasing, it's dissolving. And this is where things get truly, spectacularly weird. Your gut contains roughly 100 trillion bacteria. That's more bacteria than there are stars in the Milky Way galaxy. While you're alive, these bacteria are your allies. They help you digest food, support your immune system. They're basically your body's maintenance crew. The moment you die, the maintenance crew realizes management is gone, and they go absolutely feral. With no immune system to keep them in check, the bacteria in your gut start eating through the walls of your intestines. Then they spread into your surrounding organs, into your muscles, into your bloodstream, and they bring friends. This process is called autolysis, self-digestion. Your own enzymes, the ones that spent your whole life breaking down food, now start breaking down you. Your liver, which contains the most digestive enzymes, is usually the first to go. Then your brain. Then your intestines. Your body spent 20, 40, 60, 80 years building the most complex structure in the known universe. And the moment the builder leaves, it starts tearing itself apart for parts, which is either the most efficient thing I've ever heard of or the most brutal. Probably both. Now, as bacteria spread through the body and break down tissue, they produce byproducts, specifically gas. A lot of it. The kind of gas that in polite company we pretend doesn't exist. A charming cocktail of methane, hydrogen sulfide, and ammonia builds up inside the body, and with nowhere to go, it begins to inflate the tissues from the inside. The abdomen swells, the face swells, the tongue can swell enough to push out of the mouth. This stage is called bloat, and forensic scientists use it like a clock because it happens on a predictable timeline. It helps them determine how long someone has been dead. But here's the part that makes this stage genuinely cinematic. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes, the pressure becomes so great that the body makes sounds, groans, movements, shifts, which historically, before we understood all of this science, was absolutely terrifying and is almost certainly responsible for a significant percentage of vampire folklore, because people would hear sounds from buried bodies and assume, logically, given what they knew, that something in there was still alive. It wasn't. It was just gas, which is somehow both more reassuring and less reassuring at the same time. Eventually, whether it takes weeks, months, or decades depending on conditions, all of that breaks down. The soft tissue is gone, the bacteria have done their work, and what's left is mostly bone. Bone is remarkably stubborn. It's dense, mineralized, and takes a very long time to break down. Under the right conditions, dry, cold, stable, bone can survive for thousands of years, millions even, which means that somewhere, in a museum, in a desert, under a construction site that's about to have a very bad Tuesday, there are pieces of people who lived and breathed and ate and argued and fell in love, and all that's left of their entire existence is a calcium structure that has somehow outlasted everything they ever built. Their house, their city, their civilization, gone. But their femur, still here, still going, not in a hurry. So here's what actually happens the moment you die. Your brain throws a final electrical party. Your muscles let go of everything, and I mean everything. Your cells spend hours, sometimes days, refusing to accept a situation. Your gut bacteria declare independence and immediately start a hostile takeover. Your body inflates, discolors, and slowly, systematically, takes itself apart. And your bones, your stubborn, unremarkable bones, decide they're not going anywhere. And through all of it, the fascinating, horrifying, slightly ridiculous process of it all, the universe keeps going, completely unbothered. Stars keep burning, tides keep moving, and somewhere, right now, is someone who is being born who will one day watch a video exactly like this one, and think the same thing you're probably thinking right now, which is, I really wish I hadn't watched this right before bed.